So the election happened. It's been over a week since the results, and it did not go the way that I wanted it to. And that was rough, but I took a solid 24 hours after the election night, and I really needed to sit back in my thoughts and my feelings. It was all over social media. Me, I was just like constantly consuming content. I was watching people's reactions, people sharing their thoughts, their think pieces. I was listening to podcasts, all of it. I could not stop consuming it. I told my friends I have mourned so many losses in my life over the past 5 years, many that I have not shared publicly and I don't plan on doing. But I quickly recognized the feeling of grief between my feelings on the election results and what I was consuming on social media. I was a wreck. I think a lot of people like me were. But then it occurred to me, how am I falling for this? I have 10 years working in media, 9 of which I worked in morning radio. Yeah, I don't even think that the word work is the right word. It was my entire life for 9 years. And in hindsight, I feel like it was one of the most educational experiences of my life, if not the most. I learned so much from those 9 years. I want to share with you the realization that I had, and it involves the most important rule I learned in radio. Facts tell, stories sell. I heard that so many times, and it's true. Every radio station in the country, even the one that you might have like met me on, still does or has a history of doing that cheater segment where people call in to see if their partner is cheating on them, and then they are. Oh my God, insanity ensues. It works so well. But the question is why? Well, it would be boring if we had just done a test and conducted a test with the person and came back and ended everything, ended the segment, ended the bit on, well, we have determined that it is true your partner is, in fact, cheating on you. Goodbye. It's not really interesting. You end up hearing the story of how this relationship started, why this person thinks their partner's cheating on them. You, as the listener, are peering in honestly during a very particular moment. This is the climax of this entire story. And you hear not only how this relationship started, why this person thinks that they're cheating on them. You are hearing as this person finds out the truth that they're getting cheated on. And you're also witnessing their reaction. It's cheap, but it's a compelling story. And the story invokes an emotional response. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, can you answer this question to me like a fourth grader? Because I absolutely like things to be simplified as much as possible. I asked, why do media companies strive to invoke an emotional response from their audience? Sorry, I'm outside. And why is this successful? The response was, media companies try to make people feel emotions like happiness, excitement, sadness, or even anger because it helps people pay closer attention to what they're showing or telling us. When we feel something strongly, it sticks to our memory, and we're more likely to remember the message, share it with our friends, or come back for more. As social media has developed, it's become more and more a part of like our everyday lives, and it's very clear to me that even some of these like grassroots, started from the bottom type of creators understand this as well. Now, let me put a disclaimer. It is very important to take a moment to understand your feelings and process them. I do not think we are in charge of how we feel. I have shared the loss of my mother, who passed years ago, and it's been a while, but I have these waves of feelings that hit me out of nowhere. Sometimes there's reasons behind it, but sometimes it's just like, whoa. It almost feels physical, and I cannot control that. I cannot control the fact that those feelings come when they do and they feel the way that they feel. And I don't think that you can control those either. But together, I think that we can take ownership of how we react. That is something that we are in control of. I'm taking full ownership of that, and I hope you do too, because I'm not operating in fear of when there's nothing to be fearful about. Currently. I'm going to use this example. I wrote this down. You and I live in a community. Again, this is a hypothetical situation. We live in a community together on an island. We're a part of this community, and this island has a huge active volcano that's in the center. If it erupts, we're fucked. We're in trouble. It's been years since it erupted. The last eruption happened before you and I were even born. But the community that lives on this island has rebuilt since that last eruption. There is food, drinks, beaches that are beautiful all around, activities to participate in. But yeah, there is that active volcano, and apparently it's set to erupt in a couple months. Wouldn't you know it? What I'm seeing from people that are politically aligned with me is they're staring at this volcano in fear of the eruption, frozen in fear. What I'm asking you to do is literally anything else. Do anything else than that. You have the options. You can start to study the volcano, get into the science, and learn the when and the why this volcano erupts. You can start building safeguards from the eruption, learn a way to shield and shelter people when the inevitable comes. You could also turn around and just look and be like, oh my gosh, there's a beautiful beach right here. Let me enjoy this. You can go eat your favorite meal, go hang out with your friends, watch a new movie, watch an old movie, read a book. You can leave the island. But right now, you can do whatever you want to. Right now. Take ownership of that. Take care of yourself. And if you have the capacity to do so, take care of those that can't. Because it's not over. Yet. You know, if you've got any ideas on how we can protect ourselves from this imminent volcano eruption, hit me up. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to work. But before all of that, I just wanted to remind you that not only are you okay, but I bet you have someone in your life that wants you to be too. You can include me if you want. That was just something that I had on my mind, my noggin, if you will. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope it finds you well.